pushing open the door. Witnessing my wife devoting herself to her first love. I directly posted the video to the family group chat. My wife is about to have another wedding. Everyone, remember to prepare red envelopes. Work, business trips, staying in the hotel room next door. From time to time, my wife's intermittent moans could be heard. I angrily pushed the door open. Only to unexpectedly witness the illicit couple embracing tightly. Walking toward the elevator. Even if that man were burned to ashes, I would recognize him, my wife's first love, Ma Tianen. Recalling all these years of wholehearted devotion, only to be repaid with betrayal, I couldn't help but let out a bitter laugh. Then, I took out my phone, recorded the scene, and sent it to the family group. Adding everyone, I announced. My wife might be having another wedding soon, remember to prepare red envelopes. The group chat exploded with messages. But Yi Rulin's phone remained unanswered. My stubborn mother-in-law not only turned a blind eye, but also denied it in a harsh tone. Impossible. My daughter would never do such a thing. Han Nanshan, stop spouting nonsense and slandering my daughter's reputation. My father-in-law chimed in. Yeah, you unlucky bastard, how dare you fabricate such lies about your wife? He snorted coldly, defending confidently. I know my daughter better than anyone, the woman in the video isn't her. Then, my mother-in-law's shrill scolding grew even more piercing. You heartless wretch. Clearly, you're the one fooling around outside. Showing up at a hotel late at night, and now you're shifting the blame? Overwhelmed with piled-up work, I couldn't be bothered to argue. So I simply screenshotted a side profile from the video and sent it to the group. In the photo, the woman's side profile was unmistakably clear. The most eye-catching detail. The dazzling star-shaped earring on her earlobe. It was a limited edition design for the company's 25th anniversary. Only 2 pairs were made. One I gave to Yi Rulin. The other was originally meant for my grandmother, who had worked tirelessly her whole life to raise me. But during a family dinner, my mother-in-law shamelessly snatched it and wore it herself. Now, this photo instantly caused an uproar in the group. Even my usually neutral aunt couldn't stay silent. This really looks like Rulin, that earring. Soon, all the relatives focused on the earrings and launched into heated voice discussions. Faced with such irrefutable evidence, my mother-in-law still refused to admit defeat. What does this prove? There are plenty of identical earrings out there. Stop jumping to conclusions, spreading rumors can land you in legal trouble. Though she vehemently denied it. Her voice trembled with nervousness. Her earlier confidence had clearly waned. My father-in-law stayed silent for a long time. But 20 minutes later, he suddenly sent a knife emoji to the group, demanding everyone shut up. The others were too scared to speak. Only my mother-in-law kept crying and making a scene. You unlucky bastard. My daughter was blind to marry you. You couldn't even keep her heart, yet you dare spout nonsense here? 3 years of marriage, and you couldn't even give her a son. Our family is cursed to have met a disaster like you. Now, I finally saw their true colors. This family's talent for twisting the truth was truly unmatched. My father-in-law called to threaten me. Delete that video now. I scoffed coldly and told him. Not a chance. He exploded in anger over the phone. Han Nanshan, don't push your luck. If you don't delete it, you'll regret it when you get back. The next day, during a crucial business meeting, my mother-in-law's hysterical screams came through the phone. Han Nanshan, you heartless monster. Your wife is in the hospital waiting for surgery, and you're ignoring my calls. Do you even have a conscience? Hearing that Yi Rulin needed surgery, my vision blurred momentarily. I forced myself to stay calm and told her. Don't get worked up, I'll divorce her when I get back. But my mother-in-law claimed. Yi Rulin was devastated by your video slandering her. She was so distraught she slit her wrists. Soon, a photo of Yi Rulin lying in a hospital bed, with swollen, pitiful-looking wrists, was shared in the group, followed by a 60-second voice message. I turned off my phone and sneered. The marks on her wrists weren't from a blade, but from rope burns. Last night, Yi Rulin had been moaning relentlessly in the next room, too busy to even check her phone. How could she have attempted suicide over my slander? Soon, the hospital called, confirming Yi Rulin needed surgery, and urging me to sign the consent forms. But the real reason, excessive physical activity, had caused tearing and bleeding. Given our marital issues, I rushed back on the earliest flight to sign. The irony wasn't lost on me. Despite such severe injuries, she endured a 3-hour flight, just to pretend the woman in the video wasn't her. When I arrived at the hospital, the doctors and nurses gave me strange looks, their eyes filled with disdain, pity, and barely concealed mockery. Learning I'd flown back just to sign, they whispered among themselves, how dedicated must he be to leave her in such a state in such a short time? The surgeon handed me the consent form, his tone icy as he lectured. Young people these days, we get it. But next time, show some restraint. Have some consideration for your wife. He patted my shoulder condescendingly and handed me a pen to sign. A nurse chimed in, sneering. Can't even take care of your wife properly? Look at the mess you've made. I just smirked and signed silently. An hour later, the surgery ended. My mother-in-law shoved past me, rushing to the hospital bed. My poor daughter. You've suffered so much. Her dramatic wailing made the nurses reassure her. It's just a minor procedure. Her loud sobs made it seem like Yi Rulin was on death's door. But the pale-faced Yi Rulin only looked even worse. Back in the room, I tossed the divorce papers on the bed and turned to leave. But Yi Rulin called out. I raised an eyebrow. Something else. She bit her lip hard, as if deeply wronged, tears welling in her eyes. She choked out. Han Nanshan, was this really necessary? You must have mistaken someone else for me. I just had surgery. When I didn't immediately comfort her, like I used to. She seemed insulted. Her defiance wavered. Her fingers clenched the sheets, lips trembling as if wanting to speak. But shame sealed them shut. Just then, my father-in-law stormed in, face dark with fury. She quickly looked away, her trembling shoulders betraying her guilt and shame. My father-in-law worked in the adjacent department. Now, seeing her like this, his pride must have been shattered. The divorce dragged on for over half a month. But Yi Rulin refused to sign. She took to social media, spinning tales of victimhood, claiming I'd driven her to depression. Her mother joined in, accusing me. You're the one who cheated. Now you're blaming her. You're abandoning your loyal wife. She even brought up the past, when Han Corporation was in crisis. If not for the Yi family's help, you'd be bankrupt and begging on the streets. Now that the company's thriving, you're throwing us aside. The mother-daughter duo played the victim online. But behind the scenes, my mother-in-law demanded, if you want a divorce, hand over 15% of the company's shares. It was outright extortion. Giving them 15% would mean the Yi siblings would control the company. They were trying to seize what the Han family had built. One afternoon, Yi Rulin, barely recovered, came to the office, pretending to reconcile, dressed in heels and full makeup. She claimed she wanted to mend things. But I'd just seen her step out of Ma Tianen's car. I smirked coldly. So they were still inseparable. brazen enough to bring him to Jiangcheng. But Yi Rulin didn't know. Ma Tianen wasn't the rumored wealthy, devoted ex-boyfriend. Since sophomore year, he'd been juggling multiple girlfriends, including one long-term relationship with a black girl who'd recently tested positive for HIV. When I moved out of our marital home, I'd warned Yi Rulin to stay away. If you must cheat, at least pick someone clean. Yi Rulin flushed red, calling me crazy. Seeing them still together now, I smirked. If anything happened, it'd be her own fault. When reconciliation failed, Yi Rulin began demanding shares. After several rejections, one evening at 7 p.m., she posted a pregnancy test online, claiming she was pregnant, tearfully telling netizens, "You can abandon me, but not our child. I won't let my baby be mocked for having no father. The child is innocent." Busy with work, I ignored it. After all, the Yi patriarch had once saved my grandfather. But the Yi family kept pushing. Even my mother-in-law stormed into the company, screaming like a mad woman. She collapsed on the marble floor, hair disheveled, pounding the ground. Seeing me walk in with my assistant, Hua Hua, her eyes gleamed with malice. She screeched, "Everyone, look at this heartless CEO. Divorcing his pregnant wife." Pointing at my fair-skinned, beautiful assistant, she spat venom. "No wonder he's so eager to divorce. It's all for this homewrecker. Leaving my grandchild fatherless. Are you even human?" I scoffed, ignoring her. Hua Hua muttered, "What a rabid dog, biting anyone in sight." I signaled the front desk manager. "Display the surveillance footage." It was routine for daily inspections. As the massive screen lit up, the noisy lobby fell silent. The 5-meter-wide display showed Yi Rulin and Ma Tianen clinging to each other in the underground garage. I frowned. The manager hastily turned it off. My mother-in-law paled, her tirade cut short. I stepped forward, announcing coldly, "Apologies for the unsavory display. Let me clarify, the woman in the video, currently wrapped around another man, is the so-called wronged wife, Yi Rulin." The 50-second clip went viral overnight. The Yi family went into hiding, finally giving me peace. One stormy night, I lay in bed, restless. Rain lashed against the windows, reminding me of the past. After my parents died in a car accident, and Han Corporation fell on hard times, my grandfather was still alive then. Yi Rulin was his choice for me. 3 years ago, during a morning jog, my grandfather suffered a heart attack. It was the Yi patriarch who performed CPR for an hour, saving him from death. To repay the debt, the elders arranged our marriage. On his deathbed, my grandfather hoped we'd be happy. Early in our marriage, though we lacked deep affection, we treated each other respectfully. She'd cook porridge when I was sick, comfort me when I was down, even playfully bumble to make me laugh. I'd vowed to cherish her forever. Back then, she seemed to care too. But when did she change? I couldn't pinpoint it. She used to be naturally fresh-faced. Now she drowned in heavy perfume. The cloying scent of roses, my least favorite. Later, I learned it was Ma Tianen's favorite. His social media bio read, "Wild rose, passionate and free." How tacky. Yet she adored it. 3 months ago, after a class reunion, she began transforming. Her casual style gave way to glamour. Straight black hair became wavy brown. Lips perpetually painted red. She stopped spending time with me. Lost interest in work. Often giggled at her phone. The sickly sweet perfume made me wonder. Was this even the woman I married? A thunderclap jolted me upright. Just then, the housekeeper knocked. "Sir, your wife is outside." Drenched from the rain. After a pause, I let her in. Out of decency, I gave her dry clothes. After showering, she entered my room. And hugged me from behind. I was wrong, Nanshan. Give me another chance. Her tearful pleas reminded me. Of her with that man. In the car, in the hotel. Disgust churned in my gut. I pried her fingers off coldly. Dream on, Yi Rulin. You're too filthy to be my wife. She bit her lip, eyes wide with shock. Then fled, sobbing. Probably expecting me to chase her. But this time. I just walked away. Her rose perfume nauseated me. My wife should smell like jasmine. Suddenly, I clenched my fists. Realizing. This woman. Wasn't the real Yi Rulin? Had my wife been replaced 3 months ago? I sent investigators to the Yi family's old home. While awaiting results, Yi Rulin ambushed me in the parking lot. Holding a cake, dressed in black stockings. She smiled, offering to celebrate my birthday. It was indeed my birthday. But her overeagerness reeked of ulterior motives. My assistant, Hua Hua, arrived with my forgotten suit. Yi Rulin's eyes gleamed with cunning. She snatched the suit. "I'll take it, you're dismissed." Then climbed into my car's passenger seat. Hua Hua looked awkward. After apologizing, I got in. But Hua Hua called out. "Happy birthday, Mr. Han." I nodded thanks. To test a Yi Rulin, I played along. At dinner, she kept refilling my wine. Special vintage from Grandpa's cellar. "You're the guest of honor, drink up." Her hair brushed against me. Once, I'd have pulled her close. Now, I dodged her touch. Draining my glass, I feigned drunkenness. She quickly searched my pockets. Unlocking my phone with my fingerprint. Then messaged Hua Hua to come. After loosening my clothes. She hid as Hua Hua entered. "Mr. Han, are you okay?" Yi Rulin emerged, snapping photos. "Proof of your affair. If you don't hand over the shares, I'll ruin you online." Just as she gloated, I pushed Hua Hua away. Sober in an instant. Yi Rulin paled. "You faked it." I stood, dusting off. "Likewise." She brandished the photos. "Sign over the shares, or..." I pointed upward. "This room has cameras. You think this would work?" She screamed. "Liar. Even with footage? I'll destroy your reputation." I snatched her phone. "Deleting the photos? Give up, Yi Rulin." Just then, Hua Hua handed me a call. From Chen Feng, my investigator. He'd been trying to reach me. But Yi Rulin hung up. Now, he reported. The Yi family has twins. My blood ran cold. I grabbed a Yi Rulin's throat. "Where is she?" Gasping, she spat. "Even if you kill me, you'll never find her." Another call came, Chen Feng again. "We found a decomposing body in the Yi family's mountain cave. DNA confirms it's Mrs. Yi." My world shattered. My real wife was dead. And I'd only just learned. Grief choked me. This imposter had lived as her for months. While I remained clueless. What kind of husband was I? Eyes bloodshot, I roared. "You monster. What did you do to her?" She laughed maniacally. She deserved it. We shared the same face. Yet Grandpa secured her a rich husband. While I got nothing. Ma Tianen loved her. You loved her. Now she's dead, I win. Disgusted, I shoved her away. "Call the police." Book me a flight to Yuncheng. Holding my wife's ashes. I'd never felt such despair. Yi Rumiao was arrested. Her parents disowned her. We only have a son. No daughter like her. Later, I learned the truth. The Yi sisters were abandoned as children, while their brother grew up privileged. The twins were raised by their grandfather, a back-alley doctor in Yuncheng, who barely scraped by. Yi Rulin studied hard, earned a degree. Yi Rumiao lazed around. Even stole her sister's identity to get jobs. When their father landed a hospital position, he never returned. Buying a city home, he forgot the twins. Left in a leaky shack. I never knew my wife grew up like this. I'd mocked her lack of sophistication. Now, I only felt shame. I'd been too busy to truly know her. And now, it was too late. Curled in my empty room, I stared at the bustling streets outside. Grandpa Yi had come to Jiangcheng to beg his son for help, but was turned away. Stranded, he found my grandfather, collapsed during a jog, and saved his life. The elders arranged our marriage. But after returning to Yuncheng, Yi Rumiao fell in with local thugs. Got pregnant. So I married the other twin, Yi Rulin. Her parents demanded 200,000 dowry. 3 months ago, at the class reunion, Yi Rumiao conspired with thugs, killed her sister, and took her place. Her parents recognized her, blackmailed her for company shares. Eventually, some stocks went to their useless son. Learning the truth, I vowed revenge. To honor my wife's memory. At a high society gala, my mother-in-law flaunted jewelry, ignoring one daughter dead, the other in jail. She bragged about her genius son and elite son-in-law. The socialites sneered behind her back. For grandma's health, I hid the truth, saying Yi Rulin and I had issues. She'd gone abroad. The arrested woman was just a lookalike scammer. Grandma, nearly blind, likely hadn't seen the group chat videos. I'd tell her gently, later. In the interrogation room, Yi Rumiao begged for mercy. But I felt nothing. She'd killed her own sister. For jealousy. When I asked where Yi Rulin was, she smirked. Even if you kill me, you'll never find her. Then Chen Feng called. We found a body in the Yi family's cave. It's Mrs. Yi. My world collapsed. My real wife was gone. And I'd failed her. Yi Rumiao's trial proceeded. Her parents abandoned her, claiming, we only acknowledge our son. Meanwhile, I uncovered the Yi son's gambling addiction. I had him monitored. Let him win small sums, until he bet big and lost everything. Beaten into a vegetative state. His father lost his hospital job. His mother, still flaunting fake rings, now clutched plastic trinkets. With the company secure, I visited her grave, placing white lilies on the tombstone. Rulin, I'm here. My voice broke with grief. I'd been too late to truly know her. Now, all I had were regrets.